Code it now. Write a program that will output the dimensions of a square garden when a user inputs the total desired area of the garden. Hint: use math.squareRoot, or rather SQRT, in order to take the square root of a number. So let's switch over to our JGrass window, start a new file with Control-N, enter to select Java as the default. Then let's go back to an old file, copy the old contents. So select it all, Control-C to copy. Let's go back to the untitled window and Control-V to paste. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is change the title of this file in this top level comment that we have here. So instead of count 100s, we want to call this SquareGarden, maybe. It sounds like a reasonable name, SquareGarden. Similarly, let's change that for the class declaration as well. Okay, and the next thing we're going to want to do actually is add an import statement. And that is because in this problem, we are told to accept user inputs. So we want to type that out. So import java.util.scanner. Now we can go inside the main method and get rid of the old code we have here that we will no longer need. All right, perfect. So now we can start writing our code. So we want to write a program that will output the dimensions of a square garden when a user inputs the total desired area of that garden. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is create our scanner object, and we want to do this so we can collect the user's input for what the square area of the garden is. So scanner in equals new scanner. And remember, as an argument to the scanner class, we feed in system.in, close the parentheses, semicolon. And now before we collect the data from the user, we need to ask the user for some specific data. So we do that by using a print statement. So system.out.println. Please provide the area in feet of your square garden. Okay. Close the quote, close the parentheses, semicolon. Okay. And now we need to accept the data that the user types in. So this will be an integer. So int area equals in.nextInt. All right. And now the next thing we can do is we should probably add a comment explaining what we're going to do next, which is we're going to find the length of a side using the square root of the area, since it's a square garden. Because it is a square garden, the length of side is square root of area. There we go. So now we need the square root. And remember, when we use the method math.squareRoot, this actually returns a double. So we need to declare a double, or we can cast it as an int. But in this case, I'm going to declare a double. Double side equals math.squareRoot area. And semicolon. All right, and then the very last thing we can do is print out all the results. So system.out.println, and we can say something like the area of your square garden is blah, which they've already told us, but we're just repeating it back to them anyways. Area. And the length of each side is side. And close parentheses, semicolon. All right. So now we can save this file with Control S, accept the defaults with Enter, compile it with Control B. There we go, completed successfully, and then we can run it with Control R. So it says, please provide the area in feet of your square garden. Okay, so that seems to be working. Let's just choose something that we know the square root of, so that way we know that the side length came out correctly. So let's choose 100. Okay, so we got the area of your garden, of your square garden is 100, and the length of each side is 10. Perfect, so we know it works correctly.